Okay, so we got human versus orc. We got our classic fantasy throwdown happening here. This is going to be huge. These guys have been waiting patiently for 30 minutes for the last game to go. I wonder what we're going to see. I like how this matchup can go in many different directions. Lots of different viable strategies here. Teams taking on their team colors, or players taking on their team colors very well. Let's reset the score. 0-0. So, human player in the bottom left, representing no tanks. Oh no, base lane advocates. So we got base lane advocates in the bottom left, and we've got no hands Mexicans in the top right. Actually not a racist team, although the name may make you think a little bit that way, or maybe make you raise your eyebrows. Our team captain Lucker is in fact Mexican, hailed as the Mexican Hitman, playing Orc, and he has been able to conform all of our players, I'm a member of No Hands as well, seems like all of our players, to start playing Orc. Freeman, you've abandoned the humans, and you've taken up Orc. You've gone to the dark side. Lucker's a great coach, and I'm sure he's taught Freeman well in the ways of the Horde. Base lane advocates, run by Nikki, N-E-I-C-K-Y, and Baron, I think that's Baron von SG, a couple of GNL All-Stars. They're trying to find their way back into this league. They find themselves down in the score. Just double check their ranking here. Yeah, they're in last place, 9 points for and 18 points against. So they're looking for some of those valuable, hard to come by points. We've got a Farseer. We've got an Archmage. We've got a classic game on our hands. Grunts rather than headhunters. We're just going right back to basics, folks. We're throwing down as hard as we can. So the question is, which camp is Grendl going to take? Doesn't look like it's going to be the Merc camp because he is electing to use the Scout footy. I think he's just going to go for the green. It's a bit of a conundrum though for the human. If we don't take this Merc camp, it's really tough to get level 2 on the Archmage before the Farseer comes down. There aren't many other options that are close to your base. Once you kill the Ogre Warrior, your options can maybe try to take this Forest Troll High Priest, although it looks like Heresy's or Freeman's doing a great job negating that. Maybe you go Murlocs, but then your army's all poisoned and it hurts. So another option is just try to kill the wolves as best you can and get experience from that. Got a Wolf Scout. Probe in the main. No Arcane Tower. He can tech now. And he does. So we see the Orc tech about 25% ahead of the human tech, which is pretty normal. Freeman finding a replenishment potion where Archmage has claws. Good items for both players. Oh, we got wolves coming out. HP on these first heroes really matters. If the Archmage loses too much HP on that first hero, they're going to find themselves stuck in the base and not being able to make the most of their kit. Yeah, this Archmage is kind of finding that problem. Like, where do I go now? Where do I scout next? There's not too many close options that you can take down with a small force. Building the scout tower now, after the tech, I think this makes sense. This is a good game plan. You know you're going to get stuck in your base after taking this Ogre camp. You might as well not build the Arcane and tech faster and build it after the tech, because you're going to be in your base anyway. You won't need it to defend. Got a little push and pull from both sides. Freeman doing a great job of keeping that Archmage from level 2. Got the footy scouting out that main. Seeing if there's anything fishy going on. Both players macro in decent shape.
Forces are under attack.
We see an Arcane Vault coming up now after the wolves are gone, so we can't threaten a cancel anymore. Also a farm kind of blocking this position well too. Kind of like that. Freeman popping that regeneration potion, restorative potion, and finishing off this creep camp. Just gonna be careful not to deny or not to donate these wolves. Yep. And putting some more hurt onto that Archmage down to 100 health. Without the Arcane Vault up now, it feels pretty bad. I like how Grendl's not putting too much resources into Footmen, which really lose their effectiveness, especially in the mid-game. Instead, banking some cash so we can go full tier 2 buildings, which it looks like in this case, since there's no blacksmith, it's going to be double sanctum. This is exactly how I would be playing this game too. I'm making great decisions. Although I might have gone for the camp, I don't know. Both players doing well so far. TC, about to come out. We've got a force of grunts back home. Ready to creep. Archmage still stuck at level 1. Forced into buying the potion because he lost so much health early. And the tower's making short work of these wolves. So as soon as tier 2 finishes, we get a Mountain King, we get 2 Sanctums. I'd like to see these being power built. We've got the resources for it. And we're going to need some farms as well. One more farm, power build the Sanctums.
A player's forces are under attack.
Torn Chieftain taking on a big camp for his first. That's great. Footy's taking lots of damage. Sanctum's still not up. Archmage finally finds level 2, gets the slippers as a reward. Farseer finds level 2. Torn Chieftain finds an item that I can't see.
A player's forces are under attack.
Gets a big invuln, that's good. Okay, so Mountain King's out now. Now we've got a bit of a more dangerous human army, very short on footmen. But you know what? He also didn't donate a lot of footy for free experience, so that's great. Water Elemental coming out, tanking some of that damage. Oh, it's tough. He can't find the focus. That's alright. But now, Freeman's scouted and said, I can now take both of these highly contested middle camps, and that is huge. I think that the more players that, or the player that takes more of these middle camps often goes on to win more of the games. It's one of those indicators for who's going to win the game, in my opinion, is who takes down these middle camps. Don't lose a grunt. Don't lose a grunt. Don't lose a grunt. Don't turn around. No, you can't fight this. Don't lose your grunts. Oh man. He's wanting to fight. Big stomp. And the TP. Little indecisive. Costs him a shaman, a grunt, and a TP. I think Grendl's found his way back in. Get the solves going. Get the solves. Where's your heal solve? Heal the grunt.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah. So Grendl finding himself some time, finally, for creeping. Takes on the gnolls. Freeman electing for his safe camp at home. Makes good sense. Let's see how we're doing back home at tech. We've got Sorks coming out, we've got Priest Adept, we've got Breakers. 2 Sorks, 3 Priests, and now into Breakers. I kind of like it. Having that slow, especially on the grunts, is super effective. We've got 2 Kodos. And we've got Lightning Shield coming. Level 2 armor upgrades for the Orc. Archmage finds the invuln. And says, let's fight. Let's dance. Stormbolt. Onto the Kodo. We got a half surround. We got a full surround, folks. We closed it. Can we get this Kodo? Oh, big invuln used. Forcing that human army onto the high ground. Level 3 on the TC. Big stomp coming down. It's huge. It hits all of the casters. Losing Priest. Losing Sorceress. Losing another priest. Level 3 on the Archmage. But at what cost? At what cost? The Mountain King falls. No invuln to transfer. And all of a sudden, Grendl's lost 10 supply. And perhaps his advantage in this early game. Both players contesting the middle. Freeman looking for that invuln, finds it's gone. Elects for the scroll instead. Finding heal words as well. Heal words have great synergy with the York army, as it regenerates a percentage of health rather than a flat amount. And taking the gnolls. Grendl in a tough spot. He doesn't have the army for creeping yet. This caster heavy army is not great
A player's forces are under
for
attack.
creeping. Finding the circlet on the TC. Let's see, is he going to engage? He has no invuln. He has no burst healing. Big stomp. Hits 2 priests and a water elemental. Finds 2 kills for the stomp. He can't afford to lose his TC though. He can't afford... Oh no! Not the trade. Not the trade you want. Okay, well, still slightly ahead in supply. Although a lot of the human supply is likely in production. We're going to have to get a tavern revive, get that TC back into the game. Farseer finding level 4 as that Kodo finishes devouring that unit. We got Archmage up on the high ground, taking the red camp. If this goes uncontested, this could be huge. You can't afford to lose a breaker here though. Micro back, good. We need more priests for this human army. We've got another breaker rejoining. And just one more breaker coming. There's not enough priests to keep this army healthy. Mountain King finding the Cloak of Flames. Breaker going down, breaker falling. Supply advantage tipping into the favor of Freeman now. Level 3 in the Mountain King. Gets clapped 2. The Archmage, if he knows what's good for him, I think he's going to want to teleport right out of here. Yeah, and he teleports. But not before... good CC on the mountain, or the War Stomp, although he didn't have mana for it. Wolves scouting. So at this point in the game, the Archmage has got lots of creeping that he can do. He's taken a contested camp in the red. Now he can either take the Merc camp or he can take his lab, kind of at free will. Maybe he wants to send a scout to the other red, just to prevent his opponent from cashing in. We see a tier 2 expansion going up for the Orc. No tier 3 for either player. Putting more and more army into breakers. Do we have a blacksmith for the human yet? We do not. So these are 0/0 breakers still.
A player's forces are under attack.
Circlet for the TC. It's going to be a scroll for the Archmage and another invuln for the Mountain King. Finding Wand to the Wind. There's a lot of shaman. So many shaman for Freeman. He's got 6 shamans. And this could be a creep jack and an expo cancel. This is just what the human needs to really pull ahead. Finding the cancel first.
A player's forces are under attack.
Electing not to creep jack. We got a Sobi mask for the Orc. That's really good. Maybe he didn't even see the Orc. Okay, he does. Now they engage. Shaman's in the front line. Out of position. They're diving the back. Shaman's diving. Big War Stomp coming up. Hits all the casters. But our TC doesn't have invuln. It doesn't have health. It's gone. It's dead. Clap. Wiping out these shamans. Lightning shield. Dispelled. The dive bomb shaman play. While bold, it did not pay off. Big scroll of healing used. The Orc player now finds themselves up against the ropes. Lost all their shaman. Lost all their grunts. calls GG. Wow. What a game. We saw push, we saw pull, we saw twists and turns. It was hard to be sure of who was going to win, but in the end it comes out with the human on top. Expansion kill was big. Finding that red camp was huge. I gotta say, if the TC was able to survive a bit longer in those fights, perhaps keeping his health points up, I think that would have gone a lot differently. Freeman's got to be kicking himself here of losing that Tauren Chieftain twice in one game. I think shop control favored the human, even though the orc cleared out both of the shops. Seemed like the human was able to take advantage of the items way more effectively than the orc player in this game. So we'll see. I wonder if we're going to see the same strategy from both players, or perhaps some more twists from the orc. I feel like the orc has a little bit more leeway. Yeah, sorry, it's like it's a phone. I'm I'm pretty cheap. Not a lot I can do about that, I don't think. But yeah, I think that the orc has more flexibility in how they're going to navigate this matchup. I think we could see some headhunters come out. Maybe even a blade master, although I think that'd be a mistake. I think that'd be pretty risky, but it's a possibility. As a human player, there's a couple options as well. We could go into rifles. Do the one sanctum, one blacksmith on the tier 2. And start pumping out some of the rifles. They offer more early game creeping, but they become much more vulnerable to the Tauren Chieftain. I'm waiting for the next game name here. So the loser gets to pick which map. So if you were the orc in this case, would you rather play on Terranus Stand or Northern Isles? I think I'd have to agree, Miyagi, with you on this one. The Gyp says Terranus Stand. I don't know. Humans on Terranus Stand are pretty scary. It's hard to harass when they're so far away. It's hard to get good value on level 1 harass when that mercenary camp goes down often before the hero can get there. Yeah, you gotta think this is gonna go to Northern Isles. Let's look for a game name. While we wait, we can check out some of the stats from our players. I've been invited to join. Excellent. So while they're getting set and starting out, you can take a look at a couple stats, I suppose. So we're looking at Freeman here, Heresy. He is at 1390 or so for his MMR. Versus Human, 52%. Pretty tight. All of his matchups are actually pretty close. This is over how many games? He is 65 and 59. This guy's no stranger to the War 3 Champions ladder. He's played a lot of games. His human MMR is around the same as his orc, pretty close. And of course we see Northern Isles. We can see our opponent here. Our opponent is Grendl. Grendl, just playing a few games on EU. He is American, so maybe he's got more on his other one. He's coming in at about 1360 MMR. 50% versus Orc. Perhaps you can find him on the American server. 5-5. Hasn't played as much of the W3 Champions ladder. 5-5. Although beating Orcs. Oh, I played Lothbrok. Lothbrok, are you out there? He's always in my chat. 50% versus Orc. Alright, let's get back to it. So, we've got an altar to the south. Now this sometimes says we're going to go for the easy green camp. Sometimes says I'm not thinking too much and I just put it the first place I thought. Altar to the north. Maybe he's going to take the green camp too before the harass. I'm expecting that we're going to see the same hero combination and same units generally from both players. I think both are trying to do their best to learn the meta. And that's exactly what we see. Oh, we gotta change the score. 1-0 for Grendl. I don't know how to inverse this. This is so frustrating. The booster, man. I'm just scrolling through all of the features and stuff here on the screen while we're waiting. Okay, heroes are out. Archmage goes for the south.
A player's forces are under
Farseer coming to harass. Footy Scout season. Grendel doing a great job dodging the purges on his water elemental and tanking a lot of that big ogre warrior damage. Do we have an arcane? We do not. So electing for this early base defense just like last refuge. He's going to camp out. He says, I don't need level 2. I just need to survive. Freeman doing a great job putting damage onto that Archmage. Militia chasing these wolves away, but don't want to get too far. They still need that lumber.
a town is under siege.
Tech favors the Orc, about the same as last game. That's normal. And now we have the scout tower coming up. Got a great base harass here from the Orc player. Although may not find trades a wolf. Oh, is he going to find peasant kill? He does. Trades a wolf for 2 peasants. 2 wolves for 2 peasants. I think that favors the Orc. Footy Scout just trying not to get caught by the army. Going for the Flesh Eater here. I like this steal. Can he get it? Archmage coming to punish. Experience goes to the Farseer. Claims the item, Wand of Lightning Shield. Puts it on the footy. Quickly micro backed by Grendel. No Blacksmith. Looking like Sanctums again. Tech nearly finished for the Orc. Macro timing is working out well for both players. Footy's doing a good job harassing the Grunt. Grendl this time putting more resources into footmen. Taking on 4 footies rather than the 2 or 3 we saw in the previous game.
Are under attack.
TC queued. Tech just finishing for the human. Good harass here from the Farseer, putting lots of damage onto the Archmage. Archmage finds level 2. Skills of Brilliance. Mountain King started. First Sanctum coming up. Not enough space in the base to build a second one. Perhaps you could build it here. Would like to see a power build on these. Get that Dispel out as soon as possible. Tauren Chieftain out. Farseer just trying to slow down that Archmage creeping. Yeah, no space in the base for the second Sanctum. Builds it outside. Farm coming up. We're a bit supply stuck, but actually it's not so bad. Tauren Chieftain taking heavy damage on the Grunts here. The Grunts are a bit blocked. This guy can't join the battle. Oh no, he's gonna get surrounded. Don't lose the Grunt. Oh wow. Oh no, no, no! Holy smokes! Oh, he almost lost it. Just take him away. He's gonna swing. He's gonna kill him. Oh. Archmage, going to take the shop with this tiny force. I'm not sure if this is enough. I don't think this is a good idea. Freeman coming in to punish. The whole army is poisoned from this Null Assassin. Sanctums. One is finished. The other is finished. We got Shamans joining the battle. Not enough damage for the Overseer. Leaves the prize for the opponent. Big Stomp comes down. Can we get us around? Not enough units.
The player's forces are under attack.
I don't know. The human losing lots of health on their units and donating this big permanent item to the Mountain King Sobi Mask. That's going to come up big. That mana regeneration is really important the longer this game stretches on. We've got priests coming out.
The player's forces are under attack.
Now, when I play this matchup, I get Dispel as soon as I can. Q1 Priest, Q1 Dispel. Taking care of these level 2 wolves is pretty easy. They're pretty important. I like the Sorks to slow down the army, and the Sorks do great damage against the Grunts. Couple of Sorks coming out right to breakers. Yeah, he's not queuing Dispel either. I think that's a mistake, but may not be. Archmage level 2, Mountain King level 1. Compare this to the superior Orc levels at 2, and Tauren Chieftain's going to get 3 here. But human, saying, I'm not respecting you, Orc. I know you're not scouting. Let's go take this second contested camp. I don't care if I lose a couple footies. Oh, he's not. Tauren Chieftain finds level 3. Finds claws +9. Mountain King finds healing words. It's not so good. Not so good for the human. And the crystal ball from the last camp too. Feels kind of bad. I'm gonna go shopping. Not a lot to buy from here. Archmage finds level 3. Though I'm not sure how long these water elementals are going to last versus the shaman. So, hero levels are about even. Well, the Tauren Chieftain, of course, is further ahead than the Mountain King. Is it possible to get a creepjack here? Human, backstabbing their opponent. Coming in for the assault. One shot. Oh, the Tauren Chieftain falls to the creeps. It's disaster. An absolute disaster. Oh no. One shaman falls. 2 shaman fall. And the big item is going to go to the human too. Gets a second crystal ball. Oh no. Oh, how is Freeman going to get back into this game? Buys a TP on the shaman. He's going for the tavern revive.
A player's forces are under attack.
He's got the resources for it. Grendl. Banking 1200 gold at 53 supply. No farms to break upkeep. No blacksmith. Farm coming up now. Torn Chieftain, rebot. He died with invuln. He died with greater heal. He died with mana potion. Oh, the stomp! What? Asserting dominance with a stomp into the ground. Kodo's coming up for some munches. Looking to get some breakers. Okay, first caster falls. Torn Chieftain gotta be really careful now. He's got to micro him back. He can't keep fighting with this. He's gonna lose him again. Lightning Shield goes onto the Torn Chieftain to try to dissuade the orc. Grunt's falling. Second grunt falls. Big stomp. Or big clap in the back line. Shaman falls. Can we find this with a hero kill? He needs to stop. The TP out. Freeman's army in tatters. His hero out of items. More casters joining the human army here. An expansion coming up. Very slowly. And the human says, let's dance again. Begins to push into the undead base. Humans gotta sell these crystal balls at the shop, make a pit stop, grab a couple scrolls, grab an invuln, grab a TP. Sell the crystal balls, man. Sell the crystal balls. Big stomp onto the Archmage. Freeman knows hero focuses my way out. We got invuln used. And the TC is at low health. He's got to get out of there. He's slowed. And he is falling. For the 4th time in this series, the Torn Chieftain goes down. But perhaps this Archmage, if he's not careful, he might fall. He finds a similar fate. He's down. Chain Lightning secures the kill. Footman goes down. Kodo's eating footies. Eating breakers, even better. Oh, a big surround on the... Oh, but instantly teleports. Well done.
Forces are under attack.
But this army is slowed. They might not get away. These shaman taking lots of damage from the breakers. This shaman misrallied into the back line. Many breakers for Grendl. Doing great damage against heroes and against units with mana. No blacksmith. No tier 3 tech. But expansion is now running. Grendel could have the resources to buy back their hero, but is waiting. Okay, yeah, he got it. Freeman hoping that he's not at the tavern, but hoping is not enough. Oh, great purge on the Mountain King to slow him down a bit. He needs to stay out of range of these sorceresses, but he's caught up on the geometry of the map. He needs to split his army away. Just trying to hang on. Big thunderclap in the back line. Kodo's stomachs are full. One shaman falls. Chain lightning or lightning shield on the raider, but it's not enough. Hego's gonna go down quick. TC's gonna be out in another 30 seconds, but that's way too long. Grunt falls. He taps out. Wow. What a series. What a twisting and turning and exciting back and forth game. Heroes falling for both players. Creepjacks at both ends of the game. I think that's GNL at its best.